so here's what I'm going to do in terms of the cease and desist. So my lawyers have been going back and forth with her lawyer, and we've been trying to figure out what was actually said that was defamatory. Now, there was one thing that I did see that was mentioned that could be grounds for any type of lawsuit, but we have since corrected that. And so let me tell you what happened, right, before we get into the specifics of why we're here. All right, because this is my formal apology to the GOAT, to the greatest to ever do it, okay? I told you, if I get something wrong, we're gonna...
Stop right there. The internet has officially reached its boiling point, and the fallout is catastrophic. We are witnessing the slow-motion collapse of a world champion's image in real time. Tasha K is back, and this time she's not just talking. She's unloading alleged receipts that have sent shockwaves through the boxing world and the hip-hop community alike. At the center of this hurricane is the GOAT, Claressa Shields, and the legendary Papoose. Are the rumors of a secret entanglement true? Is the Black Love icon, Remy Ma, facing a betrayal no one saw coming? With leaked texts, legal threats, and a best friend-turned-enemy dropping trauma-level claims, the narrative is exploding. From alleged secret trips to Hawaii to formal apologies issued under legal pressure, we are breaking down every single layer of this scandal. This isn't just gossip, it's a total exposure. Stay tuned because the tea is about to overflow. The world knows Claressa Shields as an untouchable force inside the boxing ring. She is a symbol of discipline, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, and a woman who has conquered every weight class she's touched. However, the recent allegations brought forward by Tasha K and reinforced by voices within Claressa's own inner circle suggest that while she is winning in the ring, her personal life is in a state of chaotic demolition. This part of the script explores how a public identity, built on strength and dominance, can be dismantled in seconds when the private curtain is pulled back. The drama didn't start with a simple headline. It started with whispers that grew into a roar. The most damaging aspect of this situation is the involvement of Jada Davis, Claressa's former best friend. When a stranger talks, people doubt it. When an enemy talks, people dismiss it. But when a best friend, someone who knows the intimate details of your home, your phone, and your choices, steps forward, the public stops seeing it as gossip and starts seeing it as a possibility. The claims being made aren't just about messy dating. They are extreme allegations involving underage relationships, hidden pregnancies during training camps, and medical decisions made in the heat of chaos. These are trauma-level claims that force the audience to look at a champion and see a victim or a participant in a much darker story. As the narrative shifted toward her alleged relationship with Papoose, the stakes reached an all-time high. Papoose and Remy Ma have spent over a decade branding themselves as the ultimate example of loyalty and black love. By attaching her name to a man who is still legally married, Claressa's image shifted from an elite athlete to a side chick in a messy public triangle. This transition has been brutal to watch. The internet doesn't care about Olympic medals when it smells a scandal involving a beloved hip-hop couple. This part of the story sets the stage for a conflict where ego, desperation, and betrayal collide, leaving no one involved unscarred. Whenever lawyers enter the room, the nature of tea changes from entertainment to a weapon. In this segment, we analyze the calculated move made by Tasha K to issue a formal apology to Claressa Shields. This wasn't an apology born out of a change of heart. It was a strategic retreat born out of legal necessity. Tasha K, who is no stranger to million-dollar defamation lawsuits, openly discussed the back and forth between her legal team and Claressa's. The pivot here is fascinating because it exposes the high cost of digital gossip. The specific retraction focused on allegations regarding substance use. Tasha K admitted that claims made on her platform about Claressa and Papoose involving weed were damaging and incorrect. By mentioning the $600 per hour legal fees, Tasha highlighted the reality of the situation. This is a war of attrition. The Hawaii angle also comes into play here, serving as a visual anchor for the scandal. Allegations of Papoose and Claressa being in Hawaii, only to be followed by another alleged side chick claiming she was there too, turned the situation into a layered mess. This segment focuses on the procedural nature of modern blogging. It's no longer about who can shout the loudest. It's about who can navigate the defamation laws while still delivering the shock value the audience craves. Tasha K's apology serves as a warning shot to other creators. It shows that when you attack a champion whose livelihood depends on her clean image and athletic eligibility, the response will be swift and expensive. The public is left wondering, if the weed allegations were walked back to avoid a lawsuit, what else in the receipts is being held over Tasha's head behind the scenes? The most explosive element of this entire saga is the Jada angle. This part of the script dives into the psychology of a falling out between two people who once shared everything. Jada Davis didn't just leak information, she detonated it. Tasha K's commentary on Jada is particularly sharp, labeling her a bad person for how she handled the exposure. The narrative warfare here is complex because Tasha K, a professional exposer, is critiquing a girl for exposing her friend. The allegations attributed to Jada are far more serious than typical celebrity drama. They suggest a life lived in a pentagon of relationships rather than a simple triangle. We're talking about a world where everyone has an extra connection, a secret motive, and a hidden agenda. Remai Ma is rumored to have her own situation. Papoose is allegedly moving emotionally toward Claressa, and Claressa has a fiancé of her own. This segment breaks down how Jada's claims reframed Claressa's life story from one of triumph to one of alleged exploitation and trauma. The script explores the idea of narrative control. By framing Jada as reckless and vengeful, the focus shifts from "did these things happen?" to "why is Jada saying this now?" This is a classic PR move to stabilize a collapsing image. If you can make the source look unstable, the information they provide becomes tainted. However, the damage to Claressa is already done. The public is now asking questions that can't be unanswered. This segment highlights the terrifying reality that when the people closest to you turn on you, they don't just tell your secrets, they rewrite your history. In the final part of our analysis, we look at the aftermath of the explosion. When a scandal reaches this level of saturation, it stops being about the truth and starts being about who collapses first. Silence has become the ultimate strategy for the major players. Papoose has remained largely quiet, Remai Ma hasn't overshared, and Claressa has moved from emotional outbursts to a colder, more legalistic posture. This silence isn't a sign of peace, it's a sign of risk assessment. The script examines the imbalance in the relationship between Papoose and Claressa. A major point of contention for the audience is the perception that Claressa is absorbing all the narrative damage while the men involved stay insulated. This has shifted public sympathy in a strange direction. People are no longer just mocking her as a side chick. They are starting to pity her as someone who walked into a performance she didn't understand. The black love branding of Remai and Papoose was a marketed symbol, and Claressa may have been the casualty of that image cracking. The conclusion of the script focuses on the legal classification of Claressa herself. As a trained fighter, her hands are registered weapons, a metaphor used in the video to remind the world that she is not someone to be trifled with lightly. But in the court of public opinion, physical strength means nothing. The war of narratives is won by the person who knows when to stop talking. As the dust settles, we are left with fragments of apologies, edited captions, and unanswered questions. The loudest phase of the drama might be over, but the legal and personal consequences are only just beginning. The receipts are out, the apologies have been made, and the lines in the sand have been drawn. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Tasha K's apology was sincere, or was it just a move to save her bank account from another massive lawsuit? Is Claressa Shields a victim of a coordinated character assassination, or is there truth to these trauma-level claims? And what about Papoose and Remai Ma? Can black love survive this much heat? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I'm reading everything. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more unfiltered breakdowns. Don't miss the next update. Until next time, stay informed and stay messy. Peace.